Why is the thought crossing my mind that they make scary movies that start off like this? I'm in Marysville, Texas. This is a ghost town in northern Cook County. As you can see, there are still some people that live around here. That's a modern church. I take it an active church. I wanted to come and scope this out first. The last time I suggested going to a ghost town to What the Paranormal, that ended up being a little bit of a bust, and it's really looking like there's not a whole lot here. So it looks like maybe part of a foundation right there, and back over that way, it looks like where maybe there were some buildings at one time. And of course the wind's going to start blowing. But as far as abandoned buildings and things that are left behind, not a whole lot here. I did pass, well, matter of fact, didn't get very far from it. There's one building there, a couple of small buildings, this one, and then there's one right across the street from it. There is that house back there, but I can't say for sure if it's abandoned or not. It's kind of one of those. There's some vehicles there. The house does look like it's in rough shape, but there's also enough stuff around it. I don't know for sure if it's occupied or not. But yeah, this looks like it wouldn't be something I necessarily would want to bring Amy and Lainey out here just to look at nothing. As you can see, there's a house back that way. There are some people who still live out there, obviously, because like I say, they have the church. This still looks like an active church. And but I didn't want to come out here all the way just to do this. There is another reason, another small reason I wanted to come out here. But for right now, let me do a little voiceover work. Founded in the late 1800s by Richard and Mary Corn, the small town of Marysville was granted a post office in 1873. Hoping to help this community grow, Richard offered a free commercial lot with every residential lot sold. The plan worked, as by 1900 Marysville had 250 residents and, along with the post office, boasted a drugstore, a livery stable, a school, and two each of mercantile stores, cotton gins, blacksmith shops, grocery stores, and churches. After the Army Training Base Camp House was built, taking up a lot of the farmland southwest of Marysville, the town steadily declined, with the post office closing in the 1940s. All businesses were gone by the 1980s, and today reports an official population under 20 residents. It doesn't really look abandoned, but I mean, I don't see any. I wonder what this is. It looks like an old church. See if there's a sign on the front. It looks too new. I mean, with that on it, it looks like an old church, but it's got stuff in it. I can't see. This looks like it's probably a community center or something. I see chairs, there's like long tables and stuff. It really caught my eye at first, but yeah, you can tell. I don't know what they would use this for. No bigger than what Marysville is these days, but everything's too new looking for it to to not be in use. Kind of odd that the doors open like, come on in. Okay, well this right here, that's the building that I stopped at. I had the door open, tempting me to go upstairs, and I think that may very well be some kind of community center or something like that, because just right down the road is the Marysville Cemetery, which is what I've been looking for. And as you might suspect, it's a small cemetery, but a little bit bigger than what I was thinking it would be. But we're going to go in here and take a look around. Have a particular grave that I'm looking for. Alright, this is what I came here for. They have a barrier around these graves. This one here, oh, if I can get a good shot of it, is Daniel Montague. Now, most of it is kind of seeped into the ground. It's covering his death date, age 78, so I don't know when it died. Oh, okay. They don't have his birth on there. They just have died December 20th, 1876. Now, the reason I came here for this is the county I live in is called Montague County, and it was named after Daniel Montague. Now, I know some of you Romeo and Juliet fans are gonna look at that and say, that doesn't say Montague, that says Montague. And chances are you're right. Now this is just a guess on my part. I kind of suspect that he changed the pronunciation. It probably was originally Montague, and then either Daniel or his father or someone before him changed the pronunciation to Montague to westernize it. I could easily see Daniel Montague doing that himself. I mean, when you're running around Texas at that time and you're surrounded by crockets and buoys, and your name is Montague, it's probably not going to go over well. But just real quick, here is his wife Jane. Her death date is the one that's buried, born in 1818, but can't see the date of death. But yeah, he was a surveyor, originally from the Northeast, and like a lot of people, he just made his way south. I believe he spent some time in Tennessee, and ended up in Louisiana actually first, and came to Texas during the Texas Revolution, or actually right at the end of it. He came to fight in the Texas Revolution, but by the time he got here, it was over. The Battle of San Jacinto had come and gone, and I do kind of wonder if it's, I kind of picture Joaquin Phoenix running down the hill. Have I missed the battle? You've missed the war. But he did, he did come to Texas for that. He ended up going back to Louisiana for a while, but then came back, became a very prominent figure here in the northern part of Texas, and settled here in Marysville. And like I said, they named Montague County after him. And at the time that they named Montague, the time they named Montague County, there really wasn't much there. Let's see, it's either my great-great-grandmother or my great-great-great-grandmother. My great-great-grandmother, I think, was actually born in Montague County, but there weren't any towns there at the time, in Montague County at the time, so it was kind of like, you know, third rock past that tree was your address. But coming here, it's kind of a double-edged sword, though, because there's that sense of, well, hey, I live in Montague County. That would be neat to go here. But Daniel Montague, if you watched the Great Hanging at Gainesville video I did last year, he was also the the foreman, or I guess that's what you would call it, the foreman of the jury for that kangaroo court that they had when they hanged several what they claimed to be Union sympathizers. He was the head of that jury, so to speak, the people that they were going to find guilty no matter what. And of course, one of the people they hanged was my great uncle. So, yeah, but it's an interesting little history. Some of the rest of the cemetery is a really nice looking cemetery. It's it's much bigger than I thought it would be. No more than what's left in Marysville. And gotta admit, it feels a little weird out here, but some of these graves are quite old. Matilda Guy died in 1936. Right next to I don't know if I can't quite make out the first name. Guthrie is the last name. Looks like died in 1892 is what that looks like. I say that you can't really, if it ever had anything carved in it, it's probably washed away long ago. Same thing there. Sap 1889 and 1884. Okay, I think that's going to about do it for Marysville. I really don't know if there's enough out here to warrant coming back for an exploration or an investigation. If we get desperate enough, we may, because the cemetery felt a little weird, gotta say. And I did see an old trailer house up there that looks like it doesn't have anybody living in it anymore, and it's not too far away either. And in fact, if you've watched our videos on Leon, Oklahoma, as the crow flies, we're probably less than 10 miles from Leon here in Marysville. Okay, but nothing spectacular. None of the old buildings are left. I think the one place that really caught my eye, I think, is probably some kind of community center or something. But I'm going to give you one last look around the Marysville Cemetery. It's a pretty nice little place. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.